George O'Connell here with another living room chat. Back from the Keystone GT, I'm going to quickly cover that and also talk a little bit about the list. Keystone, I had a really good time. It was nice to get up there back in the Northeast. I was able to see some family. Then I went to Myrtle Beach for a bit afterwards. So I had a really good time. A lot of driving though. Oh gosh. As far as the Keystone, they did something really unique, which was really cool. Hopefully the U.S. Masters hears this and they'll add it to their resume. What they turned around and did was, now some people will sit there and play games, well, the terrain and the board beat me, for this matchup. Well, I'm really not a big fan of that, but you hear that quite a bit. But people will sit there and say, well, what they did was everyone played the same scenario on the same board. And what they did is they had the maps, and what they did is they switched out the maps for each game so you could switch it around. So it was really a lot easier to do it that way. The players just matched up the terrain to meet the wish color on the board, and it really worked good. It was really smooth. Everybody's playing the same game and the same board, and that's pretty awesome. So I'd love to see the U.S. Masters pick that up. I don't know if they will or not, but hey, Dan came up with it, and it was really a good idea. So kudos to Dan. As far as this event, this was a really nice test for my list because so many people already knew what my list was from the Mountaineer, and I knew people were going to start taking that list, building it, because this is a copycat. Kings of War is like any fantasy game. When something's working, people copy it, and they'll try to play it and try to beat it. Like, I've had so many emails saying, George, what's in your list? Blah, blah, blah. Can I see a copy of your list? And I've been sending people my, copies of my list. But they're not having the same results that I am with it. And like even the people that were like play testing my list going into the Keystone, then when I played them, they were like, holy cow, you played totally different than what we did, because I had a couple guys that been saying to me, George, how are you winning with this list? We don't get it. But the truth is, when you're playing that list, you have to set up your defense first. You have to use that board. You have to be able to tell your opponent to do what you want them to do, not what they want to do. And you got to do that, by controlling the board. And it's hard because you really have to set up your defense. It's almost like when you're playing chess and you're castling. I don't know how many of you are real chess players or not. But you're really setting up your defense first before you really going on the offense. And you really have to pay attention to how people are going to attack your board. Because as I said, for some people they'll look at the list and say, oh, he just shoots across the board, boom, 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 that's how he wins. But it is, but I have combat in the list also. So going to the Mountaineer, so many people practice against that. Or not the Mountaineer, but the Keystone, they practice against the list. So some people are like, wow, how are you doing it? I ended up taking second place. I ended up getting a loss. So that was my first one in 4 tournaments. So I walked away with a really cool trophy. Yay! And I also walked away with a Killing Fields battle mat, which I don't know if you guys seen this stuff before, but it's really cool. Ray Shields, you were my roommate. I told you if I won a prize, I was going to hook you up. You're getting a free battle mat. I've won so many prizes this year. It's been really good for prize support. So there you go, Ray. Enjoy. Back onto the list, and the Keystone, the Mid-Atlantic took first, second, and third. So Mid-Atlantic's doing really well. I got high hopes for the team going into the U.S. Masters. There's still a long time to go. The Varinger list, which is a shoot off of Alex Chapman's list, ended up winning again. Key Snake Eyes cost the game for me at one point because I could have had that one board. It was, instead of me killing 2 units, it ended up that one Snake Eyes costing me 2 units instead. So, but my opponent was a good guy. Congratulations on your win, Mike. And I ended up playing one of the better players in the Northeast. Well, I think he's the best player that I've played that's in the Northeast region, Mr. Fox. Excellent player. I don't know if you guys played against him before, but Keith Fox is a monster on the board. What I really like about Keith's like me too, where he's playing out his moves for like controlling tokens and stuff. he's counting them out when he's doing it, and he's like thinking in advance, so he knows what he wants to do in turn 4, where you have to be in turn 5, where you have to be in turn 6. He does a great job with that, and he's analyzes really good on the board. So I was able to get past him, and I know that he was part of the group that was also play testing my list. So, and I think a lot of people built their list to beat mine, but mine's so far outside of the box, it's ridiculous. But it is, as I said, it can fall apart really easy if you don't have a strong defense. So we'll see what happens. If you have any questions about my list, and there's people out there that do, send me an email. If I have to talk to you on the phone, I'll give you my phone number. Hey, call me. I have no problem doing that either. So anytime I can turn around, pass out around some knowledge, I will. For the people that are very happy that I didn't win another event, sorry about second place, sorry disappointed, but we'll see what I can do in the next event. I'm thinking about taking a month off. I've been hitting like last 6 months, I've hit a GT each month. So I might just take a month off, or I might end up going to Swords of Kings in Kentucky if there's enough points that's open where it could give me a chance to win the Iron Lord for the Southeast tournament. If not, I won't go. My next event after that will be in October. Will be the Kingslayer, Tony Nelson's Mid-Atlantic. Looking forward to that. I know there is a GT ending up in Georgia this week, Discovery GT, so the people going to there, have a great time. And I'll talk to you later. George O'Connell out with another Living Room Chat.